Hey guys. Welcome to Beat Ensemble. Today we are going to learn how to produce Bombay Dreams by Kashmir and Lost Stories. I hope you guys are staying safe. Today we are doing Bombay Dreams. In the part 1 of this video, we saw what sounds I am using for this track. If you haven't seen the first part yet, go check it out, the link is in the description. In this second part we are going to look at the arrangement of the track. Please subscribe and press that bell icon so you get notified when we publish new videos. And if you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up and share this video, it really means a lot. With that being said, let's jump on to the track. As you can see, I've already divided and named the sections of the track. I'll go through them one by one, but I'll also be copying the same elements to other sections as we go through each of them. I'll be covering this track till the first drop section. The parts after that are essentially the same as what we would have already covered. The tempo of this song is 104 BPM, and the chord progression is D flat major, E flat major, F minor, and C minor. But the track is in the key of F minor, which means it contains the notes in the F minor scale. The whole track is made up of these exact 4 chords in the exact same progression. So, using this progression, let's start with the arpeggio in the intro section. This arpeggio is present throughout the song, so I'll copy through the track first. And then I'll leave out the build-up section. After which I'll copy the clips to the second arpeggio sound that we saw in the first video. We'll now add some vinyl noise or the water flowing sound. I'll copy this across the track as well. And now the only thing left in the intro section is the mandolin part, which we will record while going through the drop section. I'll add an effect for transitioning to the verse, and then we are done with the intro. Till now, the intro sounds something like this. Let's begin the verse by adding kick. I'll start with the high kick. Then, layer it with a low-end kick. Let's copy this to the other sections. The next thing we're going to add is the snare. Let's copy this to other sections as well. Now, let's add in some bass. Let's copy this to other sections first. And then, we'll accompany this with some electric piano. Copying this as well. Great! Now let's add some more fills at the end of each bar. Now I'll go ahead and add some orchestral snare rolls. I have an audio clip of a vocal shout that I'm going to add now. Also, let's copy the transition effect for the second part of the verse. And then add a snare roll at the end. I'm also adding a gated noise effect to the second part of the verse, which is not necessarily present in the original song. But it adds some energy to the track, so I'm adding that in. There's also a shaker that is used for transition in the track, so I'll add that as well. Finally, let's add the vocal melody. That's the first half of the melody. Let's add in the second half. Now let's add in the third part. Let's add this melody in the second part of the verse as well. Now let's add in the flute melody. To make this melody more interesting, I'll first add some bends to the melody and then layer the same notes above and below an octave. Layering is a nice production trick to thicken up your sounds. Now let's add the second part of the flute melody. Let's go to the second half of the verse by adding claps. I'll quickly add a second clap at the end of the 4 bars. And some more at the end. Let's copy some effects from the previous section. I almost forgot to add some high guitar notes. These will add some emphasis to the arpeggio we added earlier. Let's record this. Alright, it's time to move on to the build-up section, and we are going to jump into it with the piano chords. Let's record it. Now, I'm going to add the vocal melody in this part using the piano, just to add some variation. Let's quickly add those. I'll also copy the melody to a lower octave in the second part. Now I'm going to add some hi-hats as a percussive element. I'll also copy some effects from the previous section here. And now the most important thing for a build-up, a riser. I'll also copy this snare roll which we used in the previous section, and I'm going to automate its pitch. To do that, I'm using the pitch shifting feature of this plugin called Little Alter Boy. I'm going to automate it to go an octave higher. Now I'll add a percussion fill to transition to the drop section. I'll quickly draw that in. Now we move on to the drop section. We've already covered most of this section by borrowing elements from previous sections, so we don't need to go through most of it. The drop is again divided into two parts. One with the flute and the other with the mandolin. Let's begin working on it by adding some percussion. Let's add in some hi-hats. Again, these may not be in the original song, but I'm adding these to add some energy to the groove. I've gone ahead and copied the effects in this section. Now we cover the lead instrument in this part, which is the flute. I'll again layer the flute as we did earlier. Now let's go to the second half of the drop and add the mandolin. Now I'll remove some of the elements from this last part so that we complete our full circle to the intro and then use the same arrangement that we used in the first half of the song. Now I'll copy the mandolin part and paste it in the intro. I'll also use an EQ to filter out the high and low frequencies and also automate the bypass button on the EQ so that this filter only works during the intro section. The only thing left now is copying everything except the intro section and placing it after the section I've named interlude. With that we are done with the track. Thank you so much guys for watching this video and I hope you liked it and learned something from it. If you did, please leave us a like and subscribe. It really helps us to bring you more videos like this. And also share it with your friends who might be interested in music production. Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments section. Which song would you like to be deconstructed next? Thanks again, and now I'll leave you with the track.